Hello, everyone. What is Wednesday morning already? How's everyone doing? Good morning, Patrick. Sterling with the news in the Kashkari comments. What else? Tesla layoffs coming? Yep. What else? What else? Let's see. We got some earnings out. Tony, good morning. There you got Uber's results out. Trips grew 24% year over year. Good morning, Jacob. Good morning, Options 22. Meta, please. All right. Good morning. Maybe Sterling will summarize the comment or the stocks I have to cover once I get through the main things. Good morning, Heinrich. There's Roblox. And what else? Good morning, Legion Reaver. Hello, Christoph. All right, well, we wait for some more people to come in. Not much going on today. We had balance of trade imports and exports coming out. Nothing really shocking there. Mortgage information coming out. A slight tick up in mortgage rates. So let's see. Hopefully my wife found a place to rent yesterday and we can sign the paperwork today. So that means my house gets to go up for sale. What else we have? We got lots of Fed speak coming on. We have, of course, the EIA numbers. It is Wednesday, 9:30 Central. So oil traders and energy. Keep an eye on that. Fed Kugler, Collins, Barkin, Bowman. Then we just have consumer credit change. Consumer credit usage is really rising. So that's what we have. It's just a lot of Fed speak day. So far, Tesla up 2.65 off potential layoffs. We also triggered a %B buy bounce in yesterday's Tesla. So hope if you're trying to learn that, you spotted that and you watch Tesla. If you don't watch Tesla, don't worry about it. Microsoft, Apple, NVIDIA, Google, Meta, everything's up today. Besides a couple of the drug manufacturers, Amgen and Gilead. But everything, it's sort of a very neutral to strong day. Let's just refresh the group screeners. Basic materials, technology, everything. Energy is flat, but everything else is positive. Looks like at least starting off with a very bullish day. Pause and one cut. Well, still 5 cuts priced in, but cut in May. And fear and greed still at the upper end of greed. Could tip into extreme greed today again. Where's the Schiller PE? I don't think it's changed that much. Baba also released, and I can't read these easily. Good morning, Eric. Congrats for your new house. You're moving to extreme winter cold to summer heat, right? Yeah, but I like the summer heat. And the house, hopefully, keep your fingers crossed for me because we'll be able to, this is good for the dogs. And this place has a pool and a sauna. So, hey, I will be happy. We're just renting for the time being until we figure out, exactly what everything's going on. But at least a rental that will work with the dogs, and it's an area actually I used to live just down the street from this place when I lived in Scottsdale. So keep your fingers crossed for me. I'd appreciate it. That's where we sit today. After the close, we have PayPal, Walt Disney are the big ones after the close. Where else do we sit? All right. Well, we're breaking out strongly this morning. Held up nicely. Yesterday's support zone, you see yesterday's support zone held really nicely. You can pull that one off. Today's key support first is 49.80, then we have 49.76, 75 area, but it looks like this wants to tackle the highs and break out above. Let's see where the minor harmonics takes us. Very minor harmonics. Let's see where they take us. All right. So, this is going to be a 5K magnet today. It's got to get through this 49.97, but 5K is the magnet, and then 5,014, and then 5,021, then 50.30. That is the key stuff to the upside, and that's off the very minor harmonics. You got a little cluster up here. I'm watching with cycles getting back to the top. We'll be watching for some resistance up here, but really staying in short-term bullish mode. There's still nothing great here. You do technically now have a wide double in here. So if it starts really getting through 49.76, the next key area is at 49.60, and then you have the double. That would be the only thing that would take me short-term bearish. The only thing, and it is against the rotation zone. So that's really it. Now, I am watching coming up more and more for some kind of exhaustion move. We just don't have it yet. Thank you, Sterling. We'll summarize your request. Good morning, Royal Palms. Fed Harker pumped the futures overnight. Well, they just started breaking out a little bit ago. The Futures Edge we recorded on Monday afternoon. We recorded it, so it's in editing right now. I have nothing to do with the editing process. So once the editing's done, I get notified and download it, and then upload it. I have no control. Futures Edge is run by Bob and Jim. I'm just a guest. Oh, yum yum. Taco Bell earnings. Yum yum brands. These things are beaten on EPSs and beaten on revenue. Good morning, Anissa. So keep watching unless there's something shocking. I don't know even what a Fed speaker could say that would shock the markets at this point. But really, unless that little mini double top, which could get blown out just with a strong rally today, but that's the only bearish thing. Yesterday we had the little mini double in the NASDAQ that never confirmed or triggered. Remember, confirmation is a trade below the base. Trigger, the official trigger, is the close on the time frame you're watching. That doesn't mean you can't front run it if you want to, but if it does not trigger, it's not triggered. So NASDAQ, I'm really watching for the magnet price of 17,800, and then 17,897 to 921 is the next key level. All right, the major support area is 17,555. The minor support, well, very minor support is 17,740, and the next key support is right around 17,680. Other than that, same thoughts, focusing on we can still run a little more to the upside. We are still getting exhaustion with the momentum, which could be setting up for more of a quick little rollover, but there's not even a rollover pattern on the NASDAQ. So what would only get me slightly more bearish on the NASDAQ is we fill the gap back to Thursday the 1st, and then we close below the rotation zone. The Dow, I'm watching to see. I'm just watching these really going into the open area. Come on. Right here, I'm watching this 38,750 area, then 38,819. This was a very key harmonic area we stalled out of, but if it can take out the highs back from the second, the next major target is about 39,289 to 39,300. The Russell, little bounce here, still trying to hold the 50. I'm really focused if we really lose the 50, which we haven't yet. Still watching for rollover plays in the Russell. Key resistance is 1977, and then on a rally above there is 2000. Key supports really coming in at about 1943. The VIX, we dropped below the key level yesterday, even though it was choppier still. We're back in getting into the sell volatility mode. Sell vol, buy it all, which you're starting to see now. So really watching to see if the volatility can get down to this 1235 to 1250 area. Again, no fear in the market whatsoever. The DAX climbing up yesterday. stair-stepping higher. This is like a mini wedge. So I am keeping an eye on the DAX from a little wedging perspective. All right, this, keeping an eye on that, but it really has to break that and close below about 1920. Other than that, if you can break above yesterday's highs, 17,205 is the first target, then 17,288. What else going on? It can always stay overbought. Things can keep going. That's why you wait for a pattern. You don't just say, oh, this is overbought, I'm going to short it. Just like you don't say it's oversold, I'm just going to buy it. You know, that's a fool's game. What else do we have? What else? Notes. Little bounce yesterday, but not much. Still watching to see if we can get the rollover play here, but I need the yields. The yields are better. Yields, still, they were up a little bit more this morning, but now they're pulling back. Yields still haven't triggered the double bottom, 4.196. That's the key thing I'm watching. The support level is still back at about 4.05. 10-2s, not much to talk about there. Dollar index, we had the little mini double, close below it. First target hit, second target hit. And nearly the gap fill, but not quite yet. Still watching to see if that can hit the final target. And remember, the rotation zone's right below it. So this broke out, little so far 2-day pullback, but the day's not complete. Crude. Yesterday was technically a %B buy with the follow-through close above the high, just barely. The high was 73.28. The close was 73.31. So far, a little follow-through this morning. Now, what's interesting, if we break below and close below the 62.5, really watch for one more final push down, possibly to this mid 63 to 65 level. If that can really push down based off this pattern that's unfolding, but it's got to get below that 62.5. Then the targets would be 69, about 69, and then 67.70, and then a breakdown from there. But that's what I'm keeping an eye on there. Nothing still with gold. Nothing. How did I say that? That was weird. Yen. Watching it again, we got a little with a pullback in the dollar too. So the yen still has to break through 148.80. But that's what I'm still watching unless we really start getting some key closes below about, at this point, 146.60. Euro, we had the double bottom trigger. First target hit. So stop reduction hit. The invalidation point at this point, the farthest away stop would be 107.45. That would be the farthest away stop. The farthest through trade point walk away is 107.38. Pound. Really, we're in a flag pattern. Then we broke through it yesterday, almost up to the 50. And this is key. 126.45 is some pretty key resistance area where it starts up to 126. So anywhere in that, I'm watching for a potential short-term topic pattern. All right, let's get spiders and the Qs. Spiders, 496.03. So on any weakness, we're looking at about 494.50, and then it would be the gap fill to 493.98. To the upside, we have 496.50, 497.65, then 499.75. That's all you really need to know. The Qs. The Qs, 430 right now. Trading above some very, let's see, the high of this was 430.24. We're at 430.10s, trading right against this key resistance. Yesterday's open is a key support point, 429.61. So on any rollover, that would be the first thing. And then I'd be looking for the gap fill 427.59, but we're going to need a fair amount of weakness to get that. I'm focused with that breakout like I am in the futures. 431.92, 433.60 to 434.16 are my key levels to the upside. What else have I missed? No request. Well, what was it? We had Meta. Are you to say the Germans are giving themselves a wedgie? No, I said there's a wedge pattern. Are you trying to give me a bad name, Richard? Huh? Tesla. Tesla, technically a percent B buy yesterday. Remember, the double was invalidated, but a percent B buy and a little follow through. Now, this is an aggressive percent B buy. So this is not like to even refill all the gaps. Remember, targets are in the rotation zone. You got a little follow through off layoff and getting this out of very oversold with a divergence. So I am watching for the bounce with Tesla after finally hitting. With cycles at the bottom on the weekly with finally hitting. But again, from my perspective, it's aggressively raising a stop. We wanted Meta, right? Was that what you wanted? Where are you? Hey, did I say hi to Legion Reaver? Or did I miss him for some reason? Where did I miss? What? Oh, boy. See, this is now scrolling back through the comments. There it was. Meta, please. All right. My next key target was this 459 where it stalled out right now. The pullback level I'd be focusing on is right around this 436 for a partial gap fill with the rising rotation zone. With this, the short-term levels, should it, again, we don't have, there's no strong topping pattern yet. It's coming into the gap up low area. But if it breaks there, so the first level of support you're watching is about this 453 area, and then I'd be looking at this 436. We don't have a strong topping pattern yet. Okay, so keep that in mind. With this, the little pre-breakout harmonics, you're looking for, where is it? If it breaks, it would be 498.34. That would be my magnet price if it can take out the highs. In the short term, if it does hold this area, I'd be watching for the potential bounce, especially the 477.74. My first level would be 473.62 on at least a 1 to 4 hour closing basis, and I'd be looking at 477.74. You also have a little gap left behind if this level holds. If not, then I'm going back to that 436 area. That's exactly how I'd set that one up. Should I close? Well, did you have a pattern for a NASDAQ short? Should you close it? I mean, where's your stop? Remember, when you get into a trade, you should identify targets and stops. If it hits your stop level, then you get out. Why do you do this before you get in a trade? Because then you're not taken by emotion. I'm watching for the breakout. Could something come out mid-morning that tanks the NASDAQ? Yeah, could. So that's why there's no guarantee it's going to get through here. Trade your plan. Know what your plan is and trade your plan. That's why I always address, like, especially on the key doubles, what's the invalidation point? What's the furthest away stop point? This, if you've been in bullish mode, I don't know your time frame either. I mean, if it's a 5-minute trade, it's very different from a daily trade. The only thing that gets me a little more concerned on a daily basis is a close back below the rotation zone. But even if you're looking at the S&P, look, this double could trigger against the rotation zone, even just hit the first target and bounce back up again. But I think there's a really key magnet price to run this up. At least at 5K. The S&P, the cash, 49.54. I would not be surprised to see the cash hit 5K before it stalls out. The cash to hit 5K before it stalls out. Which, those futures are going to be well above the 5K. because there's about a 40-point premium built into the futures right now. So realize that. There's still 40, and that premium, as we approach expiration, will keep narrowing, but would not be surprised to see the cash hit 5K. There's a nice potential double daily with CLF. CLF. Again, thank you for putting this in, Sterling. Yep. There is right there. Looks completely valid to me if I could line up the things correctly. Completely valid. Long way off from triggering. But could Cleveland Cliffs fall off a cliff? Maybe at some point. I mean, it missed on earnings and revenue, but still nothing there yet. What else do we have? SMCI. Oh boy, you got the 1-day pause, then the resumptive move. Super microcomputer, which you asked about. Let's see. I mean, what are the levels next? What is going on with this thing? Boy, does it even have a pausing bar? That's as... Wow. Just so happens 700. Not only for a key price level, which a lot of people focus on, but harmonics. Support 628.57 at this point. Let's see that 4 hour. Let's see that 1 hour. There, the only thing that you could watch potentially for the bigger pullback if it stays valid is that little mini double. That's it. Other than that, I would not be, that would just potentially take it back to the daily rotation zone. When we get to these kind of levels, people say, well, I can't do harmonics and everything else. What do I focus on? I then focus on round numbers, 700, 750, because that's what other people focus on. It needs to return to orbit, but remember, you want to watch for a primary reaction and then the major secondary reaction to judge it. You don't just want to be shorting into this mess because it can keep going. Yeah, that's why I wouldn't just roll over in this market. You don't want to short into this yet. There'll be times, and remember, V-shaped tops are rare unless there's a significant, like a sudden event that was completely unexpected, like a black swan event. Moreover, you get rolling over tops where they set up topping patterns. V-shaped bottoms are a lot more common in the financial futures and the financial markets because you can get intervention. All right, with that, let's just peek at the S&P. Going into the open, support right around 49.90. 49.90, and then again, I'm just looking here. I'm going to bump up this support level just a bit because it's overextended. I'm coming up to more about 49.82 area. So that's where we sit. Okay. Do I see a debt crisis looming? I think there's some risks out there that have been underpriced. Let me put it that way. So could we have, I think we're going to have more CRE fallout. I think we're going to have more small to mid-sized bank fallout at some point. I also think the bigger risk is this no fear in the market with a lot of selling volatility. If that has to reverse, That could be a sudden quick downdraft. But other than that, that's why you trail your stops. Thank you, Legion Reaver. Good luck, everyone. And I shall be back tomorrow morning. Again, keep your fingers crossed that everything works out with the rental. And I'll talk to everyone later. Bye for now.